Hola, soy yo, Vicky, otra vez. Y en el vídeo de hoy vamos a hablar de fútbol, porque claro, ahora mismo son los Euros. At this moment in time, if you're in Europe, it is the Euros, and it's very exciting because England are doing well, as are Spain. So, van muy bien Inglaterra, dedos cruzados, por favor, Dios. Y también van bien España. So, es posible Inglaterra, España en el final. Bueno, vamos a ver. So, pensé, voy a hacer un video sobre el vocabulario de fútbol, ¿vale? Y para sábado, Inglaterra juegan este sábado contra Ukraine. Okay, we're playing Ukraine on Saturday. Y mi predicción es 3-0. Okay, para Inglaterra, claro. 3 goles para Inglaterra, 0 para Ukraine. So, anyway, that's my prediction. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary. Do you like football? If you do like football, tell me who your favourite team is in comments. Tell me who your favourite players are. Mi equipo es Manchester City. No United, Manchester City. Okay, so, número uno. The referee is el árbitro. So notice where the accent is on the A. So the stress is on, it's not arbitro, it's arbitro. Okay? Because of the stress on the A. So that's your referee, el árbitro. I think they've been very good in the Euros so far. Okay, número dos. El jugador. So this is the player. Players in general are jugadores. Remember that a J is like a H, pronounced like a H. Ju, not jugador. Jugador. So, ¿quién es tu jugador preferido? Who's your favorite player? Mi jugador preferido, ahora mismo, right now, es Sterling, Raheem Sterling. También me gusta Pickford, porque los dos son de Manchester City. Pero eso es coincidencia. It's not because they're from Manchester City, it's because they're playing really well. I mean, I like all the England team at the moment, to be honest. Y número 3, el equipo, the team. So yeah, who's your favorite team? ¿Quién es o cuál es tu equipo favorito de fútbol? El equipo. So remember the pronunciation of a Q, QU, is like a K. Like pronounce it like a K. Not equipo, equipo. Equipo. Número 4, the match. So this is not the same word for a match that you light a cigarette with. This is only for a football match. So, well, or any kind of game type match. A tennis match is the same. Oh, that's another thing. The tennis is going well, isn't it, Andy? For England anyway, or Britain. Andy Murray. El partido. So that's a bit easier to pronounce. The match, el partido. And then we have el campo, the pitch. So this is, any of you who know a bit of Spanish already, you'll know that campo is how we refer, if we go to the campo, we go to the country. So it's also the country as in countryside. It also means field. So I suppose that's, you can see that's football pitch, football field. So the actual pitch itself is el campo. And of course, there's a famous supermarket in Spain called El Campo. And number 6, the spectators are los espectadores. So that's quite an easy word. It's a little bit difficult to say because it's long, but it's easy because it looks like spectators. espectadores. So quite often in Spanish, where we have a word that starts with S in English, it starts with ES in Spanish, los espectadores. So as with any long word in Spanish, break it down, say it slowly, syllable by syllable, until you get your mouth around it and you can say it more easily. So it's espectadores. It's so easy when you do it like that rather than try and say it quickly. Don't try and say it quickly at first. Okay, número 7, the foul. It's feminine, la falta. Okay, so when you hear them talking about faltas in football, fouls. Now, a good way of trying to improve your Spanish, of course, is if you're watching a match, try and watch a match instead of watching the English on the English TV. Try watching it on the Spanish TV with the Spanish commentary. And you know, I mean, it'd be difficult at first, but you will pick up words that way. Of course, this is a nice, easy one because the corner or the corner kick is el corner. El corner. So that's nice and easy. The defender, a defender is el defensa. So, yes, I think England, los defensas de Inglaterra ahora, muy buenos. Maguire, Pickford, todos. Muy buenos. I think that's the reason why we're playing well as well, is our defence is very strong. That's why my prediction for Saturday is 3-0. And my prediction for Germany was 2-0, and I did predict that, and I was right. Because I think it's quite difficult to get past our defence at the moment, which might be famous last words, but anyway, that's what I think. Then we've got the captain, el capitán. So that's another quite nice word because it sounds a bit, you know, they're similar. So el capitán, Harry Kane, of course, who finally scored. Let's hope that's the start of a lot of goals from him because he's been struggling. So el capitán. Must be awful, mustn't it? Especially being the capitán and being a striker and not scoring in these important games. So, I mean, he looked so relieved. I mean, obviously we're all relieved, but I expect nobody was more relieved than him because you must start thinking in the end it's never going to happen. Anyway, and see, el portero, the goalkeeper, Pickford, muy buen portero. El portero. Okay. And then the midfielders, also important because the thing is they get forgotten sometimes, don't they? But you know, you've got midfielders like Phillips, who I hope, look, I'm pretending that I know a lot about football. I don't really, but I do like watching football. So when it's a big competition like this, so I think Phillips is a midfielder. And of course, he's very important. He set up a couple of goals. So the midfielder, el mediocampista. And then the ones that get all the glory, of course, in the end, but they're just the final sort of link in the chain. The forward or the striker, which is el delantero. El delantero or la delantera, if you watch the ladies' football, which of course is also, we have any Euros of the ladies' football, I'm not sure, but of course it is also good to watch the ladies' football. And of course all these that are L's would be las if we were talking about lady footballers. So the forward or striker, el delantero, Sterling, Kane, whoever the other delanteros are, is Grealish, I suppose, is a delantero. Our secret weapon, I think that's what it's been used for at the moment, just to bring on when things are, you know, he does change up a gear the game, doesn't he? But Sterling for me, I mean, I know he's not played very well for Manchester City this year, but he's certainly making up for it now. And then we have número 14. Again, so important, and what a good one we've got now. El entrenador. Yes, Southgate is such a good coach or entrenador. Muy inteligente, very intelligent, muy tranquilo, doesn't let people affect him. So, me gusta mucho Southgate. El entrenador. And then this is us, and we're important too. Of course we are, especially at the games. There won't be any there at the Ukraine game on Saturday because it's in Rome and we're not allowed to go there, so there won't be many fans there, put it that way, not like at Wembley, which was fantastic. So the fans, las hinchas. Remember, we don't pronounce the H, so it's hinchas, not hinchas. And then the most important thing, you could argue, really, because we couldn't play football without it, the ball, el balón. El balón. So sometimes you might have seen different words for ball, like pelota, but a balón is particularly a football. And then the goal, el gol. It's great when you watch the Spanish commentators and there's a goal. I don't know if you've ever seen it, and you get this goal. It goes on forever. So you know when someone's scored. El gol. There's nothing like a goal, is there? El gol. Nice easy word. And then where no player wants to be really, but of course it's okay, I suppose, if you get brought on eventually, is the bench, la banca. You don't want to be sitting there, these players, especially these players, because they're all top class players and normally they're not used to sitting on la banca. So I think it's also brilliant that we have got so much choice of players, all those players that are actually on the substitutes bench. You know, they're all brilliant players too, so it's brilliant, it's fabulous. So many more English players now that are so good. Okay, and the post, el poste. We don't want to hit the poste, so we try and avoid the poste when we're scoring. We want a goal. No el poste, pero bueno. At least that means we're nearly there if we hit the post. I think we hit the post a couple of times in the last game, but it's the pressure, putting the pressure on. And very important, the final thing that we need is to get our ball, el balón en el red. That's a strange word, isn't it, for net, el red. You know, you wouldn't sort of see that, think of that in any way, shape or form, but that's the net. We need el balón en el red, no al poste. Necesitamos poner el balón en el red. 3 veces, 3 times. That's what we'll be doing on Saturday. Okay, right. I just want to quick word about my books. If you want to learn Spanish at home, the Break the Language Barriers series, level 1, present tenses, level 2 for all your past tenses and pronouns, level 3 for future tenses, pronouns, revision of past tenses, and level 4 for that sexy subjunctive, which is not as bad as you think it is. So they're all available on Amazon, or you can buy them through the website or through me by sending me a message, Facebook. Also, of course, the bilingual storybooks, also available on Amazon or through me. Rocky el Rebelde, La Gran Aventura de la Princesa Tía, y Duque el Rey Peter, tonto se van de vacaciones. And they're all just silly stories, really, I suppose, but in Spanish and English, so you can compare the two. And again, if you want to study at home. Okay, ya está. So, muchas gracias por mirar. No olvides thumbs up si has te ha gustado el video. Espero que sí. Remember to leave me a note and comments who your favourite team is, maybe what you think of England. Only positive things, please. I'm only dealing with positivity at the moment. And sí, que tu Dios vaya contigo y te veo en el próximo video muy, muy pronto. Gracias. Y yeah, come on England. Vale, hasta luego. Adiós.